Welcome back to Championship Court. We're all about the ladies for the rest of the time out here today. And it is women's first semifinal, starting with Simone Jardim, 44 years old, out of Naples, Florida for what, Chad? You guys got a couple more weeks?
Couple more weeks, and then we're going to Tennessee.
There it is. And then her partner is Allison Harris out of Nashville, Tennessee. They are mainstays here in the APP, 30 years old. Won the New Jersey Open together. And their opponents, Amanda Hendry, the young up-and-comer, playing really well this weekend, 25 years old, out of Port St. Lucie, Florida. She has already punched her ticket in the singles final, where she'll play Simone Jardim. And her partner, Kelsey Grambeau, 28 years old, out of Brooklyn, New York. Kelsey right on the precipice of moving on to those championship Sundays, playing really well as well this weekend.
So an exciting matchup here for our women's doubles semifinal number one, a spot in that gold medal match on the line. So we have Allison Harris and Simone, two mainstays here on the APP Tour, like you were talking about, Dom. Kelsey and Amanda, maybe a little bit newer to our APP Tour audience. So when you look at a matchup like this, what do you expect it to come down to?
Execution. And let's not let this stage get too big. And I do not think Grambeau will let that happen. And I do not think Amanda Hendry will let that happen. They're going to play well, I believe, right now in this match, coming out. But again, right now, you have to expect pace from Harris and Jardim coming into this. So they got to be ready for that attack right away. If they can handle that first line of attack, I think they'll be all right.
Well, I'll be honest with you. Simone doesn't want to play long points.
Yes.
I mean, does anybody?
Well,
yeah.
some people do.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I mean, but if you give me the option, I'd rather win it quickly.
Simone's doing some housekeeping around the court in the backside right now.
The wind has certainly been a factor here in Cincinnati throughout the weekend, but especially today. We've seen not just the wind wreaking some havoc on the play on Championship Court, but it has also brought in debris from every direction.
That ball just wide there from Grambeau. Again, the wind, it's kind of going left to right of your screen, and ever so slightly behind Harris and Jardim. The ball's going to land in.
Wow. Jardim almost smirking at Harris, going, all right, keep that in. I'll take it.
That'll work.
There's that little sweeping forehand from Allison Harris, and she's got two spots she'll go with that. She'll either pull that right down the middle like she did right there, or she'll pull her body to the left and she'll go down that line to the backhand side of Grambeau.
Oh, that ball just got a little hung up there for Grambeau, but excellent defense from Hendry on a ball that looked like it was almost going to end the point.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the difference between men's and women's doubles. Great hands battles on these ladies here. You're going to get, oh, and Jardim trying to flip that backhand through, but came through just a little flat.
Yeah, and that wind just a little bit behind her back right there. So if it's coming out flat, it's going to continue to push.
it's a side out here. Grambeau and Hendry with a chance to get on the board here in game number 1 of our women's doubles semifinal. Deep off the paddle of Amanda Hendry.
We are begging for a ball up here.
I'm trying to catch the ball in the booth up here, and I'm laughing because Jardim just turned back and said, "This is crazy."
Good adjustment by Jardim off the net. Oh, then Allison Harris can't get the friendly roll. So Grambeau and Hendry on the board here in our first game.
Hendry not fully committing to pinching in the middle right there, and kind of ends up reaching a little too much.
So it'll be Jardim with the ball and the serve, trying to extend this lead.
Jardim trying to call Harris off one of those balls.
(3-1-2) for Harris to serve.
Nice counter there from Hendry. Going right into the body of Jardim as she's trying to crash.
1-3-1. Grambeau with the serve.
Good protection right there by Hendry. Kind of reading down the line, but just a little too much on that swing.
There's the slide down the line there from Allison Harris that you're talking about, Dom. Sells it with the body, moves to the left straight arm, and just slides it off that paddle. So it's an inside out.
It's all about reading the paddle. Stop reading body gyration and body movement. You have to read the paddle. Ball can't go anywhere without the paddle head.
Big lob there, big overhead, excuse me, from Grambeau. Gets it down at the feet of Harris. 4-1-2.
Ball just wide there from Grambeau. Trying to push it out and really take Jardim out of the middle of the court.
Great placement there by Amanda Hendry, just behind Jardim.
Yeah, it's a tough ball there from Allison Harris. We talked about it in men's doubles with the Hart and Nunnery. If that ball goes so far cross court, it ends up behind Jardim while she's trying to crash.
Oh, filthy touch there. Simone Jardim, the veteran, knowing that she's got that option.
Well, there's a missed opportunity in the middle of that point. Grambeau had a ball that she could have possibly come in and attack, and she sat back on her heels just a little too much.
Jardim just owning the middle of the court here. Does a great job changing the direction a few times on that last point. It's a side out opportunity for Jardim and Harris to extend their lead. Instead, pushed onto their second serve.
Yeah, a good counter there from Grambeau coming out of the stack.
Grambeau has to keep that ball nice and low right there. Jardim so good at coming up and using that almost sneak attack off a low ball with that backhand flick.
Jardim showing off a little bit of gymnastics prowess there, going into the split to try and get that ball back.
Good pressure there from Grambeau. Hard cross-court dink. Put Jardim just enough on her heel.
Harris trying to push that ball back over the net, but into the net instead, and it's a nice little run here for Grambeau, and Hendry trailed 5-1 and now have a chance to tie things up here.
Go, go, go. So good. Come on.
And they do.
A nice little run here for Grambeau and Hendry. And you're going to get timeout here from Harrison and Jardim to try and slow that momentum down.
So timeout called on the court as it's a 4-0 run here by Grambeau and Hendry. What have they done? What have they done to put Harris and Jardim a little bit more on their heels than they were to start this game?
Well, it's not so much that they're putting them on their heels, but they've gotten off theirs, right? And so they've gotten off theirs, and now they're moving and pressing forward instead of sitting in that transition almost at the baseline, waiting for something to happen. They've pressed forward, they've moved forward, they've got to some 50-50 points, and so that's kind of the difference, in my opinion, of what's happened here for Grambeau and Hendry. Not so much that Jardim and Harris have backed off, but there's been an answer now from Grambeau and Hendry to coming in and not playing on their heels.
So Grambeau and Hendry trying to extend this run out of the timeout. Chance to take their first lead of this first game of our women's semifinal. Allison Harris with the strong angle, keeps her feet out of the kitchen, goes cross court for the winner.
Yeah, and a good job from Harris there, stepping up, taking that ball out of the air so she can apply pressure to Hendry. Kelsey Grambeau playing a lot more aggressive than what we've seen her play in previous tournaments.
Oh, what a get there from Hendry, but Jardim ready to take advantage of Hendry and Grambeau being out of position with the overhead.
Yeah, there's nothing Hendry can do other than try and get this back over and hope for a mistake at that point.
Perfect angle there from Hendry. Again, just a little too much cross court there from Harris. Is giving the ability for Hendry to create that angle behind Jardim.
Seven 5-2, the score for Harris's serve. Forehand dink left short by Jardim, so they do get the lead back. But Grambeau and Hendry with the ball back on their side and trailing by just 2.
I mean, it's a tough one there for Harris. It was high enough that on a regular day that ball's probably going out. Who knows with the wind whether it was knocked down or not. But finished it anyway.
Oh, good spot there from Grambeau as Hendry pulled Harris all the way to the sideline on her dink and then opens up the middle.
And Grambeau and Hendry with a chance to tie things up here. We'll pause for a second as a napkin flies onto the court. You can hear that wind picking up. Even our camera is shaking a little bit. Oh, it is really gusting.
I tell you what, the guy up on the scissor lift of that kitchen, cam has to be bouncing around just a little bit.
Nerves of steel.
That ball just went with the wind.
Not going to beat me up there. Cliff's looking down at us right now.
Cliff the cliffhanger.
Oh, nice inside out there from Amanda Hendry on the backhand speed up from Jardim.
So good.
So a lead here for Grambeau and Hendry, up 9-7 in game number 1 of our first women's doubles semifinals here in Cincinnati. Despite starting this game trailing 5-1, Grambeau and Hendry have managed to put together a nice little run here. What has stood out to you, Dom, about the way they've been able to do that?
Again, they've added pressure now. So they've put that pressure on. They've gotten to the kitchen line. They're off their heels. They're not sitting back anymore. They handled the onslaught early. They were down 5-1. So now it's an 8-2 run for them to get back in this and take a lead 2 points away from taking the first game.
Good leave there by Jardim. That ball sailing just a bit deep. So side out. Simona Jardim with the ball and the serve.
Nice attack there from Harris. Hendry just left that ball floating enough for Harris to go hard into the body.
That first ball, Grambeau mishit it so bad it moved on her at the last second. Almost hit it off her handle. That's dirty right there from Jardim. And to keep that in with the wind at your back a little bit too.
Oh, that ball's going out again.
(9-9-1) for Grambeau's serve. Oh, big forehand there from Jardim.
So an adjustment made right there. Jardim goes to the forehand of Hendry again. But Harris ready for the inside out. She's there to cover that spot. Perfectly done.
Little slide into the body there from Harris, but set up by the inside out down the line from Jardim.
So a side out here. Jardim with the serve and a chance to take the lead.
Blitz. Here we come.
But that was also a better drive there from Harris as well.
Yep.
Goes directly into the body of Grambeau that allows Jardim to step forward and apply the pressure. She doesn't have to try to change direction.
And there was no slowing up right there. They got to the kitchen line. Pure attack mode from Jardim.
So it sets up a game point opportunity here for Simona Jardim and Allison Harris out of this timeout. What do they need to do, Dom, to finish this game off?
Well, they've done a good job here now of returning the favor of they're going to come attack us, we're just going to attack you first. So Jardim and Harris, I'm going to expect right here out of this timeout, they're going to come out hot and heavy. Whoever hits this third, the other's going to be crashing pretty hard to try and poach off this fifth. So I'm going to expect a third shot drive here from either Jardim or Harris and try to end this point early as long as our tent does not fly on the court. Chad is holding it down for us here.
He's got it.
I've come to find out I'm a pretty good anchor weight for the tent. I've only been lifted off the chair once.
Been like the kids with the balloons that float away. Been you in the tent.
It's like up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been lifted up by a when we were putting the top out on the baseball field.
Simone just not able to shape that around the post enough to get back in bounds on the other side. But onto their second serve. So another game point opportunity here. Allison Harris with the serve. That ball called out. Allison Harris and Simone Jardim take game one, 11-9 over Kelsey Grambeau and Amanda Hendry here in our first game of the women's semifinals. We've got game two, women's doubles, semifinal number one, when we come back to Cincinnati.
It's hard to find supplements that work. No, thank you. You need supplements that are backed by science with natural and plant-based ingredients and that are third-party tested. Because cleaner is better. Like Ora Organic. Plant-based supplements made from the Earth's most powerful plants for your immune health, gut health, workouts, and more. Find out more at oraorganic.com.
When I have pain from arthritis, I grab BioFreeze. Unlike Voltaren, BioFreeze provides fast-acting relief. I can apply it to more areas of my body, and it's NSAID-free. Cool the pain, so I can get back on the court.
UTR has unveiled the official pickleball rating system of the U.S. Pickleball and the APP. Get your rating today at utrsport.net. Welcome back to Cincinnati. Women's semifinal number one underway on championship court. Great crowd filling in this stadium-style seating that we have on one side of the court here at the Sawyer Point Pickleball Facility. Just at the bottom of your screen, past the court, the Ohio River on the south side of this court.
Yeah, that's the difference of the end change right there. Jardim takes a full swing and it lands about mid-court.
So it's a 1-0 lead here for Jardim and Harris to start game two. What a point! Simone Jardim is everywhere.
Grambeau threw her paddle after it was over.
What are you supposed to to do.
Couple of net cords, throw up a lob that looks like it's going 4 feet out and lands 3 feet inside the baseline.
And then a finish with the forehand. Unbelievable. Gets out of the way of that one, does Amanda Hendry. Sails a little deep.
Grambeau goes, yeah, good eye right there. Hendry wasn't going to touch that even if she tried.
And then the change of pace, the just so well executed. She makes it look far easier than it is to do.
A nice deep return there from Allison Harris, and then the cut volley from Jardim. She's been doing that for 40 plus years with tennis.
Hendry does not call that ball out on the sideline. I thought it was out too. Look out from here. She played it.
So instead it is a side out. Allison Harris with the serve and a chance to extend this lead here in game number 2, and they do off the paddle of Jardim.
So with the wind in their face, that being Jardim and Harris, they're just going to come out swinging even more than they were in the first game.
That time, Grambeau finds a spot behind Jardim's paddle. Not easy to do. Gets one past her there. Second serve, Simone Jardim with it.
That overhead just getting a little bit behind Grambeau there. Missed one in game 1. That one, same thing.
Big get there for Grambeau and Hendry. It's a 4-0 lead for Harris and Jardim. But a chance for Grambeau and Hendry to cut into it here. Grambeau, yeah, I believe it was Grambeau saying it was there.
And she was there. Just again, it gets on top of you. Lay that paddle back. You don't get on top of it. Ball's going to sail.
Ooh. Big swing there from Grambeau. It needs to be a little flatter with the wind in the back, but not that flat. Slippery. Slides it down the line there again for Harris. Grambeau leaning a little bit middle. Tough to catch up.
Wow, nice lob, and then the drop shot from Jardim. Just on strings right now.
She just has so many shots that she can pull out of her bag to match the situation. And it's something that we see across every discipline that she plays. This one, well-timed, well-executed, gets them the 6-0 lead.
Well, it's a lob from the baseline, and it's not. She made that look very easy, and that's a very difficult shot.
I've been on the end of that. On the tennis court and on the pickleball court. So when I was playing baseball, she was playing tennis in college. I would say, hey, let's go out and hit. She'd be like, yeah, sure. She'd throw up a lob, then she'd drop shot me, lob me, drop shot me. I was like, this isn't fun for me. She's like, no, but it's fun for me.
She's just trying to make sure you get
yeah,
your
she's like, this is
in.
your conditioning. I was like,
exactly.
no.
Like, I'm a pitcher.
She was just trying to have your back.
After you had just run 25 poles.
Exactly. We just did our 5-mile run, 25 poles.
I mean, did I mishear that? Was it not your suggestion to go out and hit?
Yeah, but hit, not me run around the tennis court for an hour.
Should have known what you were getting into.
Grambeau with the fist pump right there. She'll take it.
Off the net cord, bouncing inside the baseline, so it's a side out.
That's good drop there from Grambeau. Nice aggressive backhand cut.
Allison Harris, get up for the big overhead. Harris recently joining the ranks of professional pickleball players. Really burst onto the scene here at the APP Tour last year in Newport. Won a silver medal with her mixed doubles partner Andre Mick. Towards the end of last year, we saw more and more of her here on the APP Tour. In 2024, expect more of the same as her game continues to develop. Her and Jardim proving to be a dynamic duo in women's doubles here in Cincinnati. 6-1, Harris with the serve.
It's been a couple of times where Grambeau's reaching in and then it's almost like she's going to lose her balance and she's got to catch it and come back. That time as well.
That hung up on the net and then rolled for about 6 inches and then drops back over. Wind did not help Harris and Jardim on that.
That drop by Harris, left a little bit short.
Has a heavy wind gust.
Yeah.
Picks up again.
The wind doesn't play favorites overall, but certainly in individual points, feels like it helps out one more than the other.
Oh, nice ball from Grambeau. Somehow gets it back. Millimeters over the net cord.
Almost a in-between drive drop, a hybrid. Oh, and then Jardim just slippery behind her.
It was such a measured shot, too.
Grambeau just trying to cut that one a little too much.
So Grambeau and Hendry add 1 to their score line. But Harris and Jardim a chance to extend this 5-point lead right now around the post.
That was very ambitious.
That's twice. She goes, that's not there. She said that over here, too, on one. She's like, it's not there. Still shaking her head. After all those drives on thirds, and then she goes and drops one in perfectly with the backhand.
And then throws up a lob.
Oh, Hendry there for the cleanup. Oh, Grambeau and Hendry, great recovery there in the middle of that point, but Harris and Jardim just mistake-free throughout this second game.
Yeah, they just keep Grambeau and Hendry in pure scramble mode right here. And then just Grambeau coming up a little short on that reset, but again, you're winded. You're running all over the court. Again, to be perfect on this little reset as she comes up is tough.
So it's a 9-2 lead here for Simone Jardim and Allison Harris in game number 2 of our first women's doubles semifinal. Winner of this one earns their spot on Sunday. Amanda Hendry and Simone Jardim already have a spot on Sunday. They'll be playing each other in our women's singles gold medal match. But you always like to have a few matches on a Sunday, if at all possible. Ideally 3 of them to go for the Triple Crown.
Drive.
Reset. No, drive.
That's playing into the wind right there.
And now a match point opportunity for Allison Harris and Simone Jardim. Harris with the serve.
And a net cord. Just throw it all out there.
Getting a little help from the net there to wrap this match up. But make no mistake, Allison Harris, Simone Jardim in sync, in rhythm, and on to Sunday in our women's doubles gold medal match. We'll be right back to hear from them when we return to Cincinnati.
When you've been diagnosed with heart or vascular disease, where you start your care makes all the difference.
When you choose the Heart and Vascular Center at The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center.
Our team of specialized experts will manage your condition day to day.
And should you need more advanced care like complex heart or vascular surgery,
you'll never need to travel farther.
You didn't choose heart and vascular disease, but the choice of where to treat it is clear.
The Ohio State University Heart and Vascular Center.
When my hearing changed, Hearing Life understood. I don't just want to keep hearing my friends. I want to keep being me.
Book a complimentary hearing assessment with one of our hearing professionals and see how our personalized care can help you keep being you. Love your ears at Hearing Life.
To be clear, Fulfill is a protein bar, not a candy bar. Don't let its creamy, chocolatey goodness confuse you, or the fact that you hide them from anyone with a sweet tooth.
You saw nothing.
I saw nothing.
Fulfill. We swear it's a protein bar.
The APP is sponsored by USA Pickleball, official sanctioning body of the APP Tour, and the James Cancer Center.
Jardim and Harris tested a little bit in game one as our whole stadium just falls down right now, but they used the wind to their advantage in game two. Were aggressive, using the lob, using the drop shot, moving that ball around, and moving on to Championship Sunday. We're going to throw it down to Dominic Catalano, who's courtside with our Franklin post-match interview.
All right, first and foremost, ladies, congratulations. Simone is very out of breath now, more for her dancing in between the interview and the match. So, but let's go. It was drive. Was that the game plan going in? Because it was like you wanted to just come in hot and heavy right there with a lot of drives and a lot of power.
Yeah, I think the game plan was just to initiate and obviously be very offensive and drive. In this wind, there's not really much of an option.
And then when you guys switched sides, Simone, you're into the wind. You threw up a couple really nice lobs. Was it something you were looking for there too? Because again, it was very strategic.
Well, on this side, I figure if I threw a lob, I would tell her, like, hit me in the head with a paddle, because that would be the dumbest move ever. But on that side, I mean, with the wind, it's crazy. It just goes up, and who knows where it goes, and it would stay in, and I knew that would give them trouble. But as far as the drives, like, when it's windy like that, it's much easier to control the ball than it is to have a soft touch. Unfortunately, that's the adjustment that needs to be made. Maybe people are watching and like, what is this? But when it's windy, you have to adjust. Otherwise, dinks become lobs, but not in a good way.
All right, well, congratulations, ladies. Moving on to yet again another Championship Sunday. We'll take a break. One more women's semifinal here on Championship Court at the APP Vlasic Classic, Cincinnati.